Hello everyone, I'm so excited to be here again because throughout the week I have been looking, monitoring my screen and looking through the whole page, and I've not been able to get not even one opportunity to trade. Like guys, like wow, yes, and I'm fine with that. Not until today I was able to get one good trade. All right, so that's one of the things that we traders face sometimes. And let me tell you, becoming consistent in this thing, it requires you to be patient. If you are not patient enough, you will never attain consistency. Do you understand it, guys? So today I have a good setup on Gbpjpy, which I'll be breaking down to you all. So I want us to also take an advantage on that. All right, so I'll be telling you when I will be getting in on the trade and where I'll be exiting my positions. Do you understand? Whenever you have any trade setup, make sure you plan your trade and trade whatever you have planned. That's one of the key factors that will keep you consistent in this game. Let's go over to my chart now. Welcome back to my screen. Yes, so here on my screen I have Gbpjpy. So I have an opportunity that I spotted around here. I am currently on the daily time frame. Like if you have been following me, you know I like to analyze from the higher time frame, the weekly and daily time frame, most especially. Get to know what's going on around there before I finally decide to go down to the lower time frame. So here on daily time frame, we can actually see very clearly what price has been doing, in recent days or week. You understand? It was just one kind of a ranging around here, but for me I can call this a triple bottom. Do you understand? Because it made one touch here, and one touch here, and if for any other reasons triple bottom is not actually accepted, I can then call it a double bottom, where this one is going to be my touch one and here would be my number two touch. Okay, and while I have here as the neckline of the double bottom, let's quickly go to weekly time frame before we come back to this daily time frame. Let me show you something. Then on the weekly time frame, we can see how price has been reacting in recent weeks, where market has been making a push up, an aggressive push up and down and something like that. So we can actually see that Gbpjpy has been in an uptrend for a few number of weeks now. Do you understand? And if we can draw a fib level around here, we can vividly see another information around this place, down to this place around here. Okay, so if we can draw this fib level around here, we can see on the weekly time frame that price has gotten to somewhere around 0.79 fib retracement. You understand? Having the previous candle closed below while the next candle closed above. You understand? Which we're now having this weekly candle, which is the current running week. So with this thing alone, what does it tell you? It actually showing that there might be a possibility, I said possibility, of this price rejecting around here and continuing to push up until 100% fib level on the daily time frame. Do you understand? So there might be a possibility, and if otherwise, price can actually want to break below 0.79 and then come back to around 0.618. You understand? So whenever you want to make any assumption or any analysis, you should always look out for both ways. What if it does this, and what if this other wants to happen? So when you have these two scenarios in your mind, you know exactly how you want to approach your analysis. You understand? Then we head on to daily time frame. As you already know what we are looking for, right around here we are either looking for a buy or a break below here for a sell. Then the daily time frame will give us more information on what would happen next. So I'm removing this fib level here. On this weekly fib level, I'm taking it off so that the chart is clear. Remember, always keep your work very clean. It helps you to avoid a lot of mistakes. Then we can see what is actually happening. Like I said earlier, where market has been kind of having a little range before this range breakout, where it may touch one here and then the next touch two here being the neckline. It broke out of it, and it has even traded the exact size of the neckline. If you trade chart pattern very well, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to go further into this. You already know this thing, guys. So let's head on to the next version of what could happen on Gbpjpy. Then from here we can see there's an exhaustion, and that brings about selling, which means for the past few days Gbpjpy has been on a drop. It has been dropping so seriously. Now around here I will bring out my fib level again. This is the way I do it, and it helps me to be able to mark out major key levels around here. So from here to this place, from here to this level, we can actually see a rejection around 0.61. It actually tapped 0.61 before it rejected, and before it rejected, and is now currently heading down to 0% fib retracement. So what will be your fate at this point in time? It is very, very simple, like crystal simple. You understand? When you are analyzing the market, always allow the information you get from the market be your footprint. So it should always be your footprint. So what you have to do is, around this region here, this area is also a strong level. This is daily time frame. You understand? It's also a strong level to consider. Remember, around somewhere here, it was 0.79 fib retracement on the weekly time frame. I mean, around somewhere here, before this line around here, around somewhere here, it was 0.79 fib retracement on the weekly time frame. Let that get into your head, because these are the information that you will use to be able to understand what price is doing. There is no confusion, guys. There is no confusion. So from here now, what we have to do is we see this thing coming down like this. There's a probability of it coming down to 0.0% fib level, as in dropping from here 0% fib level, and then forms what is called a double bottom. And you know what double bottom signifies, guys. You know what double bottom actually signifies. So from here it can come here and decide to drop down to this place with a rejection. Mind you, I said with a rejection. Do you understand? With a rejection. So if it does that and gives us a rejection around 0% fib level, then we are expecting a shoot off from here up onto this next fib level on the weekly, which is the 100% fib level. Are you guys following me? Are you following me at all? This is very, very simple. Now what you have to do is, remember, sometimes market tend to actually respect levels. When you look around here, you can see another level that could be a backup for this trade. It could be a backup for this trade. Guys, we need to always put all of this in place. It could be a backup for this trade. So that being that this price may actually want to come down here. If it makes a rejection around here, it might decide to shoot up. But if it doesn't, then there might be a drop down to this third touch here. You understand? Down to this third touch here, before we get to know what finally will happen from here, because this area can give this market a good balance. It can give it a good balance before it finally begins to push up. And if that doesn't happen, that means there would be a rejection from here. Then the rejection will finally shoot this price upward. All right, that's number one scenario, which means on Gbpjpy we are waiting for a bullish move, but this pair is not ready for the bullish move because there are no bullish criteria aligned for it to start buying immediately. You understand? These are things that you have to just get into your head, and you know what you are looking for, you know what you are expecting. So you just clue in, you queue in and wait for price to come to your expected levels, guys. So when we go to 4 hours time frame, let me show you another thing on 4 hours time frame, but you know it is more like a lower time frame, you understand, and price can also want to respect some minor levels around there. Now on 4 hours time frame, we can vividly see that there is a continuous push down below. There is a continuous push. Even when you look at this, it looks like a chart pattern that could possibly hold this market. It looks like there's a chart pattern that could possibly hold this market, but I doubt if the chart pattern can be able to hold this market. I doubt if it can be able to hold this market because the force at which Gbpjpy is actually going, I doubt if there will be an objection by this chart pattern. You understand, guys? This is a chart pattern which is flag, right? This is a flag. This is a flag, right? This is a flag chart pattern. This is a flag chart pattern. Do you understand? So, but you have to take one thing in common. You have to take note of one thing: the weekly Fibonacci levels. Remember, on the weekly Fibonacci level, the 0.61% retracement is somewhere around here. So there might be a possibility of this being a head, left shoulder, and then right shoulder somewhere around here that will push the market upward. Do you understand? Let me take you back to the weekly time frame and let me show you what I'm talking about exactly. You see, when you're analyzing your trade, you don't have to make it boring. You need to look every corner. You need to look at every single reason why this might happen or why this may not happen, because those minor levels that you are neglecting will finally turn out to be the biggest opportunity that you will miss in the market. So from here, I apply my fib levels from this point here down to this point here. You know, we are working by the weekly fib level. We are working by the weekly levels because they are stronger levels. Now look at this place now. You see this area where 0.79, which is where the market is currently. You understand? So there's a probability of a minor rejection and then down to here to get a stability before it finally continue to push up. And secondly, if that does not happen, then that means around this 0.79 it will be a final rejection for a bullish push. So guys, this is the end of the video. Do you understand? And I hope you were able to catch one or two. Yes, so analyzing a chart is very simple, but where the hard work comes in is the patient game, waiting for your criteria to play out. And this is where a lot of amateur traders are being stuck. All right, I'll be hoping to go bullish on Gbpjpy once I get my criteria. Remember, when I want to take a trade, I usually have my 3 targets: TP1, which is the overall target, and then TP2, half of the second overall target, then TP3 is the final target. This is the way I manage my trade, you understand, and it gives me rest of mind, no hiki haga whatsoever and all of that. So thank you guys. I don't just want this video to be so lengthy, you understand. I will see you on the next video. Remember, Gbpjpy bullish once I get my trading confirmations and my entry confirmations. All right, peace and love, guys. Have a nice day, okay, and have a profitable week ahead of you all. Thank you.